Hey there, Fletcher from All Things Overlanding here, and today I'm going to be talking about this teeny tiny little Bluetooth speaker from a company called Muzen. This thing is super cool, it's really well built, super kind of heavy duty. It's got an IPX5 water resistant rating, so I'm going to walk you through all the features of this. I'm going to show you literally how to use it. I'm going to show you the packaging that it comes in, because it actually comes in a really neat little box. So if you're looking for like a really budget priced but neat, unique sort of military-esque piece of gear for that camper or overlander in your life this year, this may be a great option for holiday gifts. So again, I'm going to walk you through everything to do with this speaker, hopefully get you all the info that you're looking for on the Muzen Wild Mini. So if you want to learn more about this tiny little Bluetooth speaker, stay tuned.
Understand where it came from, but you got it, my got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you give to me. Loosening my grip.
All right, guys, so as I mentioned in the intro today, I'm talking about this little Wild Mini Bluetooth speaker from a company called Muzen. If you are a big music person, or if you know someone that's a big music person, you're thinking about this as a gift. Again, I keep mentioning gifts, but we're close to the holidays, so I want to mention it. This thing is awesome, and the way that it comes packaged, I'm going to show you here in a second, will kind of, hopefully, especially if you're a guy, if you have a significant other that you want to get a gift for that you don't really have to package or worry too much about, I'm going to show you how this thing comes packaged, because it's really nice and you get some value added stuff that comes with it that just makes it an overall great deal. So again, the Wild Mini is this little Bluetooth speaker. I'm going to walk you through all the specs and stuff, but let's start with the boxing. So it comes in this little tiny gift bag. So again, for me, someone that doesn't like to package stuff or wrap things up, I'm really bad at it. It already comes with a bag. You could just put some, tissue paper in the top here to kind of block it out, and you have a gift. You're ready to go. Could just give this to someone. At least I would, because I'm a guy, right? So, but then inside the bag, it comes in this really nice little sort of military-inspired box. It's got a couple clasps on the front here. What I like about this is I may not necessarily keep the speaker in this, but I could see using this for like fire starting stuff or like other stuff that I'm going to take with me anyways. So I get some extra value out of this Bluetooth speaker because I get this really nice sort of heavy-duty plastic case that then I could repurpose. But so it's got these two clasps on the front. When you open it up, this is what it looks like, which I really like. So, you can tell that these guys are marketers, they're designers. Like, this thing is really well built, it's really well designed, and it just looks like something off of like a showroom floor, like something you would see, in a store or something if you were checking this thing out. And it's really neat. I think, again, if this was given to me as a gift, I'd be like, wow, this thing is really cool. But then when you pick this thing up, it does weigh a little over half a pound. It is pretty beefy and meaty, though, I will say. It does feel fantastic in the hand. Very heavy, like, quality. Not like heavy, like it's too heavy, but like it's just got a great sort of heft to it, and it feels fantastic in your hand. So again, about 0.55 pounds, so a little over half a pound. It is a chunky little guy, but again, look at the size of this thing, right? Like, I mean, it's like the size of my palm is the size of this speaker, and you get a ton of functionality in this. And again, I'm going to kind of walk you through this. I'm going to show you how it works and everything, but let's finish with the packaging first. So then when you remove this sort of little, display piece for the speaker itself, this all pops out of here. Underneath of there, you do get a USB-C to USB-A charging cord. So, sort of your standard charging cord, which I like because all my stuff is USB-C nowadays. Then you get a little owner's manual that just kind of walks you through the functionality. Again, I'm going to show you that functionality here really quick in this video. So if you have one of these things and you're wondering how do I turn on the flashlight or whatever, I'm going to show you all those features. So it did take a little bit of playing with, because of the design, because it is a little bit fancy and cool. It did take me a second to kind of figure out these controls. So again, I just want to share it with you guys. So there are a few different ways that you can interact with this device. So there is a button just right here. That is basically your play pause button. So if you've got music playing, if you're connected by Bluetooth, you can tap that once to play it, tap it again to pause it. The knob around it does turn. If you turn it clockwise, that's going to make you skip forward a track. If you turn it counterclockwise, it makes you skip back a track. So again, if your phone's sitting over, on my truck on the tailgate, and I'm sitting over here by the campfire, and I want to, swap my music, then I can just press backwards, counterclockwise to go backwards, clockwise to go forwards, which is really cool. Play pause on that button, as I mentioned. Then you've got this little toggle here, which again, I appreciate sort of the military-esque design. I think it looks really cool. But so this toggle, as you can see, kind of goes up and down, and the up option is Bluetooth, and the bottom option is on-off. So basically, if you want to turn this thing on to connect your phone to it, you hold this toggle switch down for a few seconds, And you'll hear that sound, and the light also kind of flashes just to let you know, to tell you that it's on. And then it's going to connect to your device if you're already connected like that, and it's going to start playing your music. But so again, if I tap that button, that's going to pause it. If I cycle it back and forth, that's going to change the song. Now, if you wanted to reset the Bluetooth, you would hold up on the toggle for a few seconds, and that's going to make it go back into pairing mode. So if you wanted to switch it from, say, your phone to someone else's phone and you wanted them to play music, you could do that really easily by resetting that. Now, if you want to control the volume, let me hit play here again. This toggle here makes your volume go up and down. Now, the other thing that I didn't realize at first is that you can actually press this straight in. When you do that, that's what operates your flashlight. So basically, I'm going to push in on this whole toggle switch, like depress it and hold it for a few seconds, and that's going to turn on the flashlight. Now, it starts in the bright mode. When you hit it again, it goes down to dim mode. And then if you hit it a third time, it goes into like an emergency, like flashing mode. And then it just cycles back through them. And then to turn it off, it's the opposite. So you hold it for a few seconds, it's going to go back off, and then that's how you control your flashlight. So again, the fact that it has a flashlight built into it is really cool. I like things that have multiple functions, right? It does have an 800 milliamp hour battery built into this thing that's rechargeable. So again, no need for like power banks or anything like that. This should go for about 8 hours on a charge, which should be plenty of time in most cases. And then you could plug this back in inside your car, again, using like a USB-A to USB-C cord that comes with it to charge it back up. But so as you've heard too, the audio quality is pretty good. Now, it's not going to blow your socks off like if you are expecting, you know, like a 4-speaker machine. It's a little teeny tiny speaker, right? So, but for the size of it, it does sound great. It'll get pretty loud. And, you know, obviously when you're out dispersed camping, I don't want to bother anybody, so I don't want to blast the music. But you can if you wanted to. If you were at like a campground or something where music was allowed and it wasn't quiet hours, you can get pretty good volume out of this little teeny tiny thing pretty easily. Another feature of this thing is that it is IPX5 waterproof. Now, you know, a lot of times in these videos, I feel like people throw out a stat or they say something like that, but what does that really mean, right? So I did look it up. The IPX5 rating is more of a water resistant rating. So you can't submerge this thing at all, which I wouldn't want to do anyways. I don't think any of us ever would try to do that. But what it means is it can take a low pressure stream of water pretty constantly without failure. So, you know, if you left this out and it got condensation on it or frost, you should be fine. If you left this out and it rained on it, you should be fine. If you accidentally sort of dumped a drink on it or something, it should be fine. But again, I wouldn't recommend submerging this in water. But, you know, in most cases, I think that the IPX5 rating should be fine because like what I'm going to do is leave it on my table sitting beside, you know, my chair at camp listening to music. So again, the IPX5 rating should be just great for that. All right, so just a couple of final things to kind of touch on this is that there is this sort of like lanyard hole here. So again, if you wanted to hook this to the top of your tent or something like that, hang it in your rooftop tent, you could do that. Again, all of this is metal. That's part of what makes it heavy, I think, is just the metal construction. But it makes, I mean, this thing is sturdy. It is a sturdy, thick little guy. And I really like that. So like you don't have to worry, you know, about your flashlight because it's kind of recessed down in here inside of this metal ring. And it's got this little post on the middle there that kind of just protects the actual light face itself. Again, like your button here is surrounded by this sort of metal arm, so you can turn it. It has a really solid, hefty feel to it to control your audio, but like you're not gonna have to worry about if you throw this in a drawer system somewhere or throw this in a backpack with a bunch of other gear. It's really hefty and nicely made. All right, guys, so as you saw, that was the Wild Mini from Muzen. This thing is a really cool, really teeny tiny multi-function Bluetooth speaker, and I love that. The fact that it's IPX5 rated is really nice. Again, just the construction of this thing, the packaging, the way that this comes makes this an awesome gift. So if you're looking for something to give to that person in your life who likes to go camping, overlanding, likes to maybe work outside, things like that, anybody that could use a rechargeable Bluetooth speaker with a built-in flashlight, this is a really awesome little option. So I wanted to share that with you guys today and hope that it's helpful. If it was helpful, click that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to click the subscribe button, click the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do a couple every week, usually like a gear type video like this, and then general overlanding type stuff, a podcast every week, some DIY stuff, budget minded stuff. So if you're into any of that stuff, if you like to go dispersed camping or overlanding and you like to save money, this may be a good channel for you, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Also in the description down below will be links to all my other social channels, so wherever you want to come hang out, I'd love to have you. Also below this video is a join button. That's just kind of a passive way to support the channel. It gives you early access to the videos and some other perks, so check that out. out. And then if you want a more active way to be involved with all things overlanding, I've got a Patreon page as well that's linked below. We have a 24/7 Discord where we all kind of hang out and chat. We do a once a month Zoom call, and we're doing 1 or 2 trips a year now to try and meet up in person. So I'm in the Midwest, just FYI, but we do try and meet up and go, up to like 5, 6, 8 hours away so that we can meet up with folks. So that's a ton of fun. There's also a link below to my website where I've got funny overlanding camping themed patches and stickers. So if you're looking for some pretty cheap stuff, those are also great gifts, and I think they're pretty funny, so check those out. And then last but not least, there is a link to the Newbie Overlanders Facebook page. This is a totally free group to join. Awesome people in it. If you're looking for a place where you won't be bullied, that may be a good place to start. So thanks again for watching. Hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.